in Dubai, but reality of it, I mean, I'm not going to eat for a week after this.
In the world's...
Watch this space.
The next half hour.
The BBC brings you.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It really is a Tuesday.
The day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
So see you next Tuesday, BBC, because this video is dedicated from me to you. And yes, in February, I received another one of your threatening letters to come visit me and my elderly mum who I care for, because shock horror, we don't pay a license to watch your shitty content on your shitty channel. So as a brief history for you here, folks, in 1946, the BBC became Great Britain's sole broadcaster, which meant to make ends meet and to line the pockets of the corrupt directors there, they enforced a license for you to pay to either listen to their radio stations or to watch their TV. And if I remember correctly, folks, when colour TV was introduced, there was actually a price difference between those who had a colour TV set and other families who had a black and white TV set.
If you don't have a license, they'll know just where to look for you. And when you're caught, you can now be fined up to £400.
No!
Oh man! Oh God! Oh man!
£400? Whatever shall I do? Well, if you get one of these letters, folks, it's really quite funny here because in very fine print down below the letter, the largest fine in Guernsey is £2,000. But the question I have to ask you, BBC, does anybody on the island of Guernsey has ever paid that money in the first place? Because probably like me, they don't give a shit either about the TV license. Now, of course, it goes without saying, folks, that the BBC used to make great TV shows back in the day. Doctor Who, for example, Jon Pertwee, Tom Baker, to name but a few.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Woo! That's why he's the GOAT! But then, of course, now the BBC expects me to pay a license fee to watch a gay black man pretending to be a doctor, or at worst, cosplaying as one. Why didn't we get Richard Ayoade as the doctor? He would have been fantastic, but I guess Richard Ayoade doesn't tick enough checkboxes for the very woke and very crass BBC.
I came here to drink milk and kick ass. And I've just finished my milk.
Also, Jimmy Savile, Hugh Edwards, and even more recently, but not related to those two individuals, Gary Lineker, who is now doing his last Match of the Day broadcast this Saturday. But you know what my theory about that is? Gary should have kept his mouth shut, just talk about football and sports in general, and try not to be a pretend activist online. He got too cocky for his own good, so what more can I say?
The relationship with the BBC has been long and wonderful, but it's the right time for the organisation and myself to go our separate ways.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
But the BBC TV license is absolutely hilarious. Why on earth would I want to pay £169 a year for what? I mean, it's bad enough that I tune into the main hub of Amazon to be greeted with Ellis, a show that I don't want to watch because they're forcing black representation on me when I'm not even a black fella by nature. Now, according to the BBC's own website, the BBC license fee, how much is it and what does it pay for? Why is the license fee controversial? It's a flat rate payment. Well, no, it's not, because you have to pay every year and the price keeps going up every year. However, it now competes not only with advertising funded TV channels, but also online content such as YouTube and subscription services such as Netflix and Now TV. Some people ask, why should they be forced to pay for the BBC if it is a service they do not use? Which is a good question, but they also shoot themselves in the foot here because the paragraph above it clearly states why they feel they have to enforce this ridiculous TV license on you. And what's even more funny, folks, they've actually not bothered to answer the question they just asked in the previous paragraph. But in the letter I have here, I'm going to read this to you folks because it is actually rather quite contradictory what it said. So in this highlighted paragraph right here, it says, this includes all TV channels, pay TV services like Sky and Live TV on streaming services like Amazon Prime Video. You also need a TV license to be covered for everything on BBC iPlayer. Well, here are my circumstances, BBC. I look after my elderly mother. She is awarded certain benefits by the UK government that exempts her from having a TV license in the first place. But Ross MacTaggart, a name I always see here on these generated letters, MacTaggart sounds like Mac.
Hello, faggot lovers everywhere.
That guy. I mean, Ross, if you're really a real person, why don't you come knocking on my door, dude, and we'll have it out mano oh mano.
And if you have a problem with that, come fight me. Physically. Bitch.
Has anyone taken you up on that yet?
No, because they're all pussies.
Yep.
Again, if you're watching Netflix, you're subscribed to it, right? You're paying a monthly charge. Amazon is the same thing. And again, with Netflix, there are some BBC shows that do appear on there, like The Bodyguard. So is that the BBC's excuse that if you're watching a BBC show on Netflix, you still owe them a slice of the cut of what you're paying for your Netflix subscription? No, you don't. You don't have to. ITV and Channel 4 are covered by advertising. So again, BBC, why do I have to pay a TV license, your TV license, to watch those channels that are already funded by advertising? So my very last words, BBC, is this. Keep sending these ridiculous letters where, in this case, as we haven't heard from you, an officer will visit your property soon. Well, this was dated the 12th of February 2025. We're now May the 20th, 2025. Where is this officer? And will this officer be wearing a pair of rubber gloves to violate my human rights? I certainly hope so, because guess what? It'll be a big payday for me if that ever happens. Oh my God. And by the way, BBC, you will need a warrant to search my premises to look for my devices to see what I'm streaming on them, allegedly. I mean, again, if I want to download a BBC program using BitTorrent, I can use that. I don't have to pay your crappy license fee. Well, dear BBC, I will leave you with this last thought. Come to my house. I dare you. Buzz the intercom. I will answer. And I will say to you two things. Can I film you for my YouTube channel, or
come fight me. Physically. Bitch.
Will you pretend to have a warrant to then force your way into my premises, look through every device I have, like my mobile phone or my PC or the TV in the living room, to see if we're watching the BBC illegally, which is absolute dog shit. Because every time I log on to iPlayer, that's already an automatic, no, you can't do that, you haven't got a license. Despite the fact, BBC, I've told you over a year ago that we live at this address, my mum has these certain exemptions for not paying a license fee. And by the way, why on earth do you want to see proof of what she's actually being paid? Because that's personal and that's private, BBC. That's an invasion of privacy, you absolute donuts. But honestly, do come and knock on my door, Ross MacTaggart. I dare you to. And again, you cannot exercise a warrant. A warrant has to go through an intermediary, like a government official, to get that exercised and signed off. For what? For a guy that is ranting and raving that he won't pay a TV license fee? Are you absolutely kidding me? But on that one, folks, I think I've exhausted myself into completion right here before I go and watch a preview screening of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning tonight at the IMAX. But if you found this video educational, enlightening, whatever, make sure you leave a like below, smash that subscribe button, and I will catch you, catching me, catching her for the return of the next video.
DG. That means it's the Director General's office. He's the head of everything. Oh, so exciting. Let's have a look, shall we?
Good morning, Mr. Everett. Welcome to the BBC.
Naughty DG.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.